Erin stands with her feet 3 feet apart, her arms extended, and then she slowly hinges at the hips, comes forward with her hand down on her leg and the other hand in the air. Then she slowly comes up. She turns her feet forward and she turns them now to the left with the same extension. She hinges again at the hips. She slowly comes down, extending out while she's coming down, placing again her hand on her leg, her other arm extended up, and she is in extended triangle. When Lily does the triangle, bone hits bone at her hip, and therefore her hand can only come down to slightly below her knee, and that's as far as she goes in the triangle. She comes up and goes to the other side, and the same thing happens. Her hand can only go down as far as it can go because of the limitation in the hip. Erin starts in Warrior Two in a wide stance pose, slowly dropping down with her shin vertical, her arms extended, and her spine vertical. She then slowly moves into side angle by putting her right hand behind her right ankle, extending with the left arm over her ear, and rolling the weight to the outer straight leg. She then slowly comes up, turns to the other side, to the left. And again, she drops down in Warrior Two, keeping her spine vertical, her left shin vertical. When she's ready, she slowly starts the movement into extended side angle from the outer straight leg to the fingertips, a large, great big extension. And then whenever she's ready, she slowly comes back to Warrior Two and all the way. When Lily does Warrior Two, she can only drop down very small amount. And then when she's ready to go into side angle, she puts her arm on her leg instead of behind her leg, extending her other arm over her head. When Erin is ready to do Warrior One, she turns to the right. It's a wide stance pose. She drops her arms, she takes them back out and up, and then bends her right knee, dropping down into the pose, extending up with her hands and looking up through her hands. When she's ready for Warrior Three, she brings her torso forward. She gets her balance over her right leg, straightening it and lifting the left leg at the same time, looking forward through her hands and balancing When she's ready to come back to Warrior One, she deeply bends the leg, she steps back, and she comes back into Warrior One and all the way up. She then turns to the left. It's a wide stance pose. Her feet are 4 feet apart. She drops her arms. She takes them up. Again, looking up, she bends her left knee. Warrior One. When she's ready for Warrior Three, she keeps her leg bent as she comes forward, straightening the leg and lifting the right leg behind her in the full pose of Warrior Three. And then slowly she goes back to Warrior One with a deep bend. When Lily does Warrior One, she comes down to the square, but not nearly as far. When she's ready to go into Warrior Three, she brings her torso forward, the same as Erin did, but she brings her back foot in, straightening the right leg. And then she comes into Warrior Three with a leg straight instead of having to move it while it is bent. To come back to Warrior One, she puts the back foot back, then she bends the front knee and slides into Warrior One. When ready, she comes up, turns to the other side, and then slowly her arms go up again for Warrior One. She bends just a little bit into the square, not all the way down. And then again, when she's ready to do Warrior Three, she brings the back foot in, straightens the left leg, so when she moves on a straight leg instead of a bent leg. She comes into Warrior Three. And when she's ready, she puts the back leg back again, coming up and then sliding back into Warrior One. Erin goes from downward dog slowly forward into a plank position. When ready to come into Cobra, she goes down by bending her arms into low board, an inch off the floor, and then she comes into Cobra with her arms straight. And when she's ready, she goes back into downward dog, extending her spine and her legs, and then she jumps forward into the full forward bend. Lily comes forward from downward dog, holds the plank, goes directly into Cobra without going into low board. And then whenever she is ready, she goes back to downward facing dog, slowly getting as much extension as she can. And when she's ready to come out of the pose, she walks forward instead of jumping, but she also goes into the full forward bend.